Welcome back, HHA students, to Eagle Action News.
Homecoming last week was at times chaotic, but it was a lot of fun and everyone seemed to enjoy it.
Yes, Kyle, the chaos of homecoming is pretty heavy, but it paid off in the end.
Of course, in this special segment, the exciting nature of homecoming is recapped with a video from Eagle Action Media Team.
Hello, this is Juan Monterosa with Eagle Action News, and I'm here with our new homecoming queen, Faith Thomas. Now, Faith, how did it feel when your name was announced as the 2023 homecoming queen?
Oh, it was so exciting. I just felt like overwhelmed with love.
And when you were first nominated, who was the first person you told?
I think I told my mom first, and I told her that the other people that was the senior maids was Valerie and Hallie, and we've been best friends for since we were little, and my mom got really excited that we got to experience that together.
And how did you choose which dress?
Oh man, I don't know. You have to try on a lot to see which one's the right one.
What was the stores you choose to go searching for dresses and try all those different ones on?
I like to go to Violet's just because there's a variety of dresses.
And how did you choose your escorts attires?
I went with what they like. So my escorts were Bentley and Brett, and they liked more like the cowboy style. And so I picked cowboy hat, and they had to wear a tie and stuff like that.
How did your dad feel about having to dress up and having to walk you?
I think he loves it, and I think it was bittersweet because I was a senior this year, and just knowing it was the last time.
Do you know if he was nervous?
I don't think so. He gets in front of a lot of people.
So you didn't have to ask anyone for advice?
No.
So what was the most memorable moment of that day or night?
Just going out on the field and just taking a pause and looking around at everybody there. It just made me think about how much support there is in Huntsville and how thankful I am to grow up in this town. So stopping in the middle of the field.
Sounds like a beautiful experience. Well, thank you for coming on, Faith. This has been Juan Monterosas with our new homecoming queen, Faith Thomas, signing off.
What an interesting point of view, and thank you, Faith, for speaking to Eagle Action News.
Up next, tips on how to start preparing for the upcoming ACT test on October 28th. You know about it, right? Well then, let's move on to some tips to prepare to the ACT with our school counselor. You could use some of these, Colton.
Hello, this is Angel Torres with Eagle Action News, and I'm here with our career coach. Please introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Mr. Ledbetter.
Alright, so our first question is going to be, why is the ACT so important?
So the ACT is pretty important because it helps you whenever you're applying to college, get into college and scholarships. So with that, to get into college, some schools don't require the ACT. You can do it based off your GPA. However, they do require a test like the ACT or Accuplacer. And the Accuplacer is just the ACT, but it's not timed, essentially. So if a time test bothers anyone, they can take the Accuplacer. But they require a test score from one of those or the SAT in order to get placed in certain classes. So to figure out what math you need, what English you need, all of that. And then on top of that, it's also a matter of your scholarships. So a lot of scholarships are still based on your ACT score, especially a lot of the local ones we have. They're all based on your ACT score, or you at least have to submit that as part of it. And so it's important to at least take it and have those scores ready so you can submit that with any applications.
Okay, and for students taking the test, how long should they expect to be there?
They should probably expect to be there for at least a half a day, probably until around lunchtime on that Saturday. So you go in Saturday at 8, and then you'll usually be done around noon at the latest.
Okay, so if it starts on Saturday, what should they be doing Friday night?
Friday night, you can review a little bit, but really at that point, you're done. You're not going to be able to cram more information than you already know. So that's why it's important to study ahead of time and to prepare for that ahead of time. But Friday night, I would say just kind of relax, get ready, get your things in order. Don't freak out about the test. Get all the documents and things that you need to go to the test, and just kind of gear up to take it.
Okay, and after finishing it, how long does it take to get your scores back?
It should take no more than a month. I would say you're probably going to have it back within a couple weeks. It just depends on how fast they get it sorted, but I remember it never took me more than just a couple weeks to know my score.
Thank you, Mr. Ledbetter.
Of
Now
course.
back to Kyle and Colton.
Thank you, Miss Brown, for those helpful tips. Next up, we have our field reporter, Cole Bunch, discussing the upcoming senior night.
October 26th will be senior night against Green Forest. Lineup for parents and guardians will start at 6:15, and the actual walk will be at 6:30, and kickoff will be at 7.
Don't forget, make your posters. You can put your pretty little girlfriend on it, put some glitter on it, put your number on it, do all that jazz.
And also don't forget that after the football game is our annual senior walk. All seniors from school to cheer to any program, we will line up and we will walk to the 50-yard line and back.
And Dax will make you cry with his music.
Go Eagles.
Go Eagles.
Thank you for following us here at Eagle Action News.
If you do have news or for an upcoming events you would like us to share, then please email Miss Wiggins at wiggins@hsd.org or go to our YouTube channel. And leave a message. I'm Kyle Fritz.
I'm Colton Edwards signing off.